One reason that we as humans think that octopus is considered the smartest invertebrate is because they tend to make eye contact with us. Whereas a lot of other invertebrates, they don't really meet our gaze like an octopus does. What all is happening inside of octopus brain that allows them to do these incredible behaviors? So the octopuses that I study are about the size of your pinky nail. They're California two-spot octopus. I am specifically looking at the brain and asking how do they think about what they see, or what is their visual processing like? And we put them in a box and then present movies to them and see in real time how the brain is responding to these different shapes, sizes, movements, and things like that. The biggest surprise of octopus vision is the fact that they cannot see color, but they can perfectly color match or camouflage to their environment. Their skin allows them to change colors, specifically all of these chromatophores, or these pigment organs that cover the skin, and they can change those on command in order to match the environment, and yet we don't think that they can see color. Roughly 2/3 of their brain is devoted to kind of thinking about vision. And so how are they able to perfectly match the environment is, I think, one of the most surprising and interesting questions. And when we specifically look at the octopus eye, it's really interesting because they've got a camera-like eye similar to ours, which means that the way that they kind of focus in and out and the way that the eye is structured looks similar to a camera. But if we look at the cells inside of the eye, the photoreceptors, or the cells that actually respond to light, look completely different than our own. And they don't have cones that are like RBG like we do, red, blue, and green. But they can see polarization, or the angle that a light wave is traveling. So if it's kind of going up and down this way or side to side this way, which is tricky to think about because we humans can't detect the differences between those angles of light, but the octopus can. Why study something like the octopus brain? There are a lot of people working hard on figuring out how to make it to where people with visual impairments can maybe see better. And sometimes that's a fix that needs to happen kind of within the eyes, but then there's also the brain, and we have to think about how the brain is really processing and thinking about the visual environment and making it to where we can really create like a conscious image. By studying the octopus brain, we can kind of get a better idea as to how nature and evolution has created brains that care a lot about vision, and thinking about if there are different ways to process a really interesting and dynamic environment than we have.